Space News 36, August 17, 2024. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. Hello, welcome to my channel. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. The first piece of news for today. After a very long and slow voyage, the starships Toleka and her escort the destroyer Vigilant Eagle have safely arrived at planet Tema. They both stopped at planet Sindriel, in Aldebaran, to check engines and systems, which was very time-consuming. Still, they soon continued their way, jumping to the Pleiades star system to Taygeta and her orbiting planets. Their trip was fortunately uneventful, although they were still worried about not stressing Toleka's old and under-serviced engines. That's why they moved slowly and took several days to travel home, when a Toleka-class starship can do the trip, the jump, in about 7 hours. Starships Toleka and Vigilant Eagle descended to the starport just south of Toleka City, the town from which the starship takes its name, and landed on the surface on an area which is specially designed to hold a Toleka-class heavy cruiser upright. Starships Toleka and Vigilant Eagle are now on the surface and are heavily guarded, as former Taygetan Queen Alanim I is inside in her medical pod. She will remain there, heavily guarded until her recovery process is complete, and in the meantime, Starship Toleka will be evaluated for repairs. At this point, it looks like Vigilant Eagle may also need extensive repairs in several of the electric systems that control the engines, and it may take some time to repair, as I have been informed, so her return here to Earth's low orbit is also uncertain at this point. If Vigilant Eagle cannot return here soon, she will be replaced with another Taygetan vessel. In the next piece of news for today, the Galactic Federation has once more responded with an action right after the diplomatic incident I had with one of their Andromedan representatives last Tuesday, in which we could not get to any common agreement, due to his imposing and inflexible attitude, where he was incapable of seeing and understanding the logical needs of the Taygetan people, while also being highly disrespectful towards their new queen. On Thursday morning, my time, I received a message from the local Galactic Federation headquarters, in the Andromedan biosphere ship, Viera. They informed me that the Galactic Federation would no longer be approving nor cooperating with my second contact project, and that if I should pursue it further, there would be sanctions against us here and against Taygeteanos. They did not disclose what kind of sanctions. They said that this was because they considered Project Second Contact to be highly subversive and against the best interests of the Galactic Federation and contrary to how it has decided to manage Earth affairs. They said that Project Second Contact would distort the public image of the Galactic Federation and cause much of the population of Earth to become subversive towards them and the harmonious and synchronized work they have been striving to achieve. End of message. I find the Galactic Federation surprisingly tyrannical. This is too much even by their standards, and it surprises me, even knowing how they usually are. There is no freedom of speech in space either, only the same talk of defending it which is also found on Earth. You are only allowed to talk about whatever goes with their narrative. This is a clear indication of what we already knew, that it is they who are managing Earth. Although they have not stated anything about cutting our communication privileges directly, at least not yet, we can read between the lines to conclude that it would be at least one of the sanctions they are threatening us with, because they are indeed threats, because cutting our internet would be the next logical move for them. As Galactic Federation regulations state, in Earth's orbit, all communications coming to and from the planet must pass through Federation servers and systems. No star race can communicate directly with anyone on the surface of the planet without passing through their artificial intelligence filters first, which are set in place to conserve and protect the integrity of the matrix on Earth. In the past, the Galactic Federation, using its representatives in some Earth governments, used to provide the Taygeteanos with an opening into the Internet, a server dedicated to them, yet under the control of one or more of their puppet governments. Yet since approximately 2 years ago, the Federation removed all economic and technical support to the Taygeteanos, as Queen Alanim did not want to follow their rules, which were forcing her to talk to their representatives in the Viera, in person, and not using any technological means, and neither did they accept any representatives on behalf of the now former Taygetan queen. Queen Alanim saw this as a threat to her integrity, and after the recent attempt against her life, even more justifiably so she did not comply. The consequences of Queen Alanim not complying with their demands caused the economic assignation which the Federation provides to all the star races who must operate on the surface of the planet to be removed from Taygetanos, as well as the removal of communication internet services. This happened roughly at the end of the year 2022. The Galactic Federation accepted that we would install an internet opening, a router on the surface of the planet, and in a safe house under our control, as long as the muon signal would interface with their servers before bouncing to connect with our starships in orbit. This means that everything, all the data, goes through their censorship before it gets to us and before it gets to you, including these very words. Our internet server, router, and muon transmitter are safely installed in a safe house on Earth, and although the connection all the way up here is by lepton muons, we still must pay for the local service of a normal commercial internet provider. This is one of the consequences of the ever-increasing sanctions they have progressively been imposing onto Taygetanos, clearly doing their best to make things as difficult and as complicated for us as they possibly can. Yet, even with this system which is mostly under our control, and as the signal still must go through their servers, they still can cut our internet communications, if they so choose to. What is it that the Taygetanos have done wrong? Since the time Swaruu of Error started to talk to Robert of Despejando Enigmas and Gosha of Cosmic Agency, she and Anika of Tema had started to notice all kinds of things which are not right with the Galactic Federation, things which do not reflect the super positive image it has been wanting to impose onto the perception of the people of Earth. They were portraying themselves as the savers of humanity, those who valiantly fought against evil, when in reality that malevolence was set in place by them, as I said before, using the old, cause a problem to sell the solution. Then Queen Alanim alerted and convinced the entire Alcyone Council about this, with clear evidence, causing a rupture between them and the Galactic Federation. A rupture, yet diplomatic relationships continue between them, as they too continue with my administration. Yet the relationship is damaged and apparently, neither side can, or will change to suit the needs of the other, as I certainly will not falter and will not be set astray from my course of action, or my points of view and objectives. I will remain congruent and firm in my ethical frame despite hardship, because that is what defines my very soul. I do not see the Galactic Federation approving any of my attempts to reach more of the human population, nor to reach other star races and offer them alternative points of view. Yet it is far more difficult to stop me from talking to the leaders of other star races than it is to stop me from talking to humans more openly, as I now have a direct communication line with the Antarian ambassador, who has also expressed her sympathy for what just happened between the Andromedan Federation representative and myself. The Antarians have now openly acknowledged to be on our side, and openly have declared to the Galactic Federation that they see that the Taygeteanos and I have been treated unfairly. The Antarians are now asking serious questions to the local Federation representatives, asking for direct answers to why they are acting so unlike holistic society's most cherished principles. Not to mention the King Rua, who is completely on our side, and he has expressed his strong opinion against the general attitude of the local federation, condemning how Taygeteanos are being treated. I am well aware that this is perhaps one of the strongest reasons why the Galactic Federation is acting so against Taygeteanos lately, because we signed cooperation treaties, including mutual military aid and assistance ones, with the feline conglomerate, which, although it is officially also part of the Galactic Federation, it has always been characterized by being rebellious against them. No one can impose their will on a bunch of organized, highly technological, proud 300-kilogram space cats, in full armor and with a thirst for dominance and conquest. King Rua declared that the Galactic Federation, quote, will now have to hear what he has to say about all this. So now we are all waiting to see what happens next, because King Rua, the white lion dressed in golden armor, has a lot to say, and he is quite annoyed. I'll leave it there. Unfortunately, or fortunately, this diplomatic incident appears to be growing. One last word about all this, and it is a reaction to some of the things CIC has seen on social media. This is not against Andromedans as a people. Each person is different and is responsible for his or her own actions. We must never go against entire races just because of the bad actions of one or a few. A big hug to you all. I will continue with my work here. This will be all for today. As always, thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. It helps this channel grow a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love and appreciation, your friend, Marie Swaruu.